Welcome to this morning's Meet the Author segment. Today we have with us Pat Mora, author of copious award-winning books for children, teens, and adults. Mora's contributions to literacy are nearly endless. However, we have invited her here today to focus specifically on her role as both a multicultural and bilingual author, as well as a children's literacy advocate. Pat, how did you become hooked on writing, and specifically the writings of children's multicultural and Spanish bilingual literature?
My mother was an expansive reader. She supported me in my literacy development by reading to me and encouraging many trips to the library. My aunt was also very active in my life. She would tell me tales in both English and Spanish about growing up in Mexico. Tales that taught me the power of stories. Literacy, especially bilingual literacy, was a powerful force in what I remember of growing up in my borderland community.
Can you explain your role in literature as a Chicana writer?
As you stated, I write from the perspective of a Chicana, of a writer who grew up in El Paso on the border of Mexico and Texas. Similar to other Chicana writers, I feel that our voices are nearly absent from American literature. Growing up, I never knew a bilingual writer. I really want to see U.S. Latino and Latino voices heard and respected. I want Latino and Latina writers to go to New York and become editors and marketing directors. I want my voice in multicultural literature to motivate other Latinos and Latinas to have their voices heard as well. In order to broaden the number of multicultural and bilingual books available, we need diversity in reviewers, editors, and publishers. Another important aspect of my role as a Chicana writer is that many of my works are written from the perspective of a feminist. I don't want the phrase intelligent Mexican women to be considered an oxymoron, as I feel it often is. I want to capture the power and strength of women, especially Mexican women, and this is evident in many of my works that contain strong female girls at their core.
What is your response to individuals who question the importance of bilingual literature versus, for example, a strict adherence to learning and adopting English?
Around the country, it seems as though sometimes the importance of learning English has outweighed an individual's responsibility to his or her native roots. First and foremost, evidence indicates that children who read in their primary language acquire both an understanding of reading and the knowledge base that is necessary for comprehension in a second language. So, bilingual language is important because proficiency in a native language promotes the learning of a second language. Bilingual literature is also important in that it can motivate non-English speakers to pick up a book and read. Children like to read about people and situations that are relevant to them. For English-speaking individuals, bilingual books are important because they provide the opportunity to engage in a new language and new culture. This understanding and respect for diverse cultures and languages is especially important in this multicultural, multilingual nation.
We asked you to bring a few of your favorite children's books that you have written. Which have you chosen to show us, and what are they about?
It's always hard to choose which books to bring. Knowing that this segment was mostly focusing on my work as a children's multicultural and bilingual author, I brought in Doña Flor, Gracias, Thanks, and Abuelos. First, I'd like to take a second to thank the wonderful illustrators of these books. These books would not nearly be the same if it were not for the wonderful illustrations that accompany the text. Doña Flor is a tall tale about a strong, massive, multilingual Mexican woman who watches over a small village. One day, the village turns to panic when a relentless giant roar is heard not far from the village. Doña Flor must try to save the village from what sounds like a terrifying creature. Considering the enormity and the strength of Doña Flor, this is definitely one of the books in which you can see my feminist perspective in the works. Gracias Thanks is a bilingual book about a young boy who expresses his gratitude for both the simple things in life, such as fishing with his father, as well as the bigger things in life, such as the relationship between siblings. In this book, I wanted the reader to see that even though the protagonist is a boy from a Spanish bilingual family, the message of the book is still relevant to all. What are you thankful for? The sentiment of gratitude is pertinent to all cultures. Abuelos tells the tale of a New Mexican tradition in which older village men would travel into the mountains, disguise themselves as mountain men, and tease the village children around a fire, asking them if they had been minding their elders. To me, the word los abuelos had always meant the grandfathers. Learning about this unique New Mexican winter tradition really opened my eyes to a new meaning of abuelos. I hope that my readers can appreciate this New Mexican tradition as much as I do.
Thank you for your time, Pat.
You're more than welcome. For more information, check out my official website, www.patmora.com.